Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to show you what stitch mount is when knitting with a crochet hook. I'm going to show you why it's important to know and how you can choose your stitch mount. Here we have a swatch of stockinette knitting. I'm using a large hook and contrasting yarn to help you to see the stitches better. This is the first stitch we're going to look at. I'm going to use these needles to keep my hands out of the way. As you can see, the stitch has a rainbow shape. This is the right leg, and it feeds off to the right. Here's the left leg, it goes off to the left. The legs are not crossed. That means that this is the front of our stitch, this side that we're looking at. This side and back is the back of the stitch. Now, if I let go, it's on the cord, you'll see that the front of the stitch is to the right. So this is a right mounted stitch. Now let's look at this next stitch. I'm going to open it up, and here's our rainbow shape, our right leg and our left leg. So this is our front facing us, and then the back is over here. Now as you can see, the front of the stitch faces to the left. So this is a left mounted stitch. Now you may ask yourself, why is this important? Well, I'll demonstrate this by knitting these two stitches using standard instructions for knitting. They usually say that you should insert your needle from left to right, so that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to insert my hook from left to right, wrap the yarn and pull through. Now let's take a look at what we've done. Here's our left leg coming in from the left, and as you can see, it's crossing over to the right hand side. And then here is our right leg and back. Can't really see it very well, but it's crossing over to the left and back. We've twisted this stitch. We've made a twisted knit stitch. It's used in many patterns. It's very useful, but it's not what we were going for here. We wanted a regular knit stitch. So now I'm going to follow those same instructions in a left mounted stitch. Get my loop up. I'm going to insert my hook from left to right, wrap the yarn and pull through. And as you can see, here's my left leg and my right leg. They're not twisted at all. We've made a regular knit stitch here. Now you can make a regular knit stitch into a right mounted stitch, but what you must remember is that when you're knitting with a crochet hook, you insert your hook from the front of the stitch to the back. Not left to right or right to left, from front to back. So you find the front of your stitch. This is a right mounted stitch. And you insert from front to back, wrap your yarn, and pull through. As you can see, I've just made a knit stitch in that right mounted stitch. The same concept applies to all stitches. When you purl, you'll bring the yarn in front, and you'll insert your hook from back to front, not left to right or right to left, back to front. The next thing you need to know is how to control your stitch mount. You do this by changing the direction in which the hook is wrapped before you pull through. So I'm going to make 2 knit stitches and 2 purl stitches to demonstrate this. All 4 of these stitches are left mounted stitches, but it applies to right mounted stitches as well. So to make a knit stitch, I'm going to insert my hook from front to back. I'm going to wrap my yarn clockwise, like a crocheter normally would, and pull through. Now, as you can see, I've got a knit stitch. Let's look at the loop I've got on my hook now. Here's the left leg, And in back is the right leg coming down, facing to the right. I've made a right mounted stitch. If I turn this around on the opposite side, you'll be able to see it's still a right mounted stitch. So a right mounted stitch on the front is the same on the back. Same thing with the left mounted stitch. If you make a left mounted stitch, it'll be a left mounted stitch on the back. So now I'm going to show you how to make a left mounted stitch. Making a knit stitch, insert my hook from front to back. This time I'm going to wrap counterclockwise and pull through. And as you can see, I've made a left mounted stitch. I'm going to do this again with a couple purl stitches just to demonstrate. To make the purl stitch, put the yarn in front, insert your hook from back to front. I'm going to wrap this counterclockwise and clockwise. I'm wrapping it clockwise and pull through. And as you can see, I've made a right mounted stitch. And we'll do one more purl. This time I'm going to wrap it counterclockwise and pull through, and I've made a left mounted stitch. Now you can use your knowledge of stitch mount to make your knitting easier. For example, making stockinette stitches. You can make your knit rows left mounted so that the purl rows are easier to knit, and make your purl rows right mounted to make your knit rows easier. I hope this video clearly explained what stitch mount is and helps you to enjoy knitting with your crochet hook. So grab your Nook or interchangeable crochet hook or locker hook or even your handmade hook and cord and get knitting. Bye!